just off the base, they took some private housing and made them the WWII barracks. And they didn't want the delicate little girls down where all the rough people rode on the base buses using coarse language all the time. So I was supervisor of about 35 WWIIs just off base, and that kept me during the war years.
And then you drove them around so they wouldn't have to be with those.
That's right. I had to drive
a van or a bus.
I drive the van all around the base at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then again at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or something like that. So they wouldn't have to ride on what they call the cattle wagon, which is just rough trucks that all the newest men rode on, using foul language all the way. They didn't want us poor little WWII girls learning hearing all the foul language the fellas used. So they gave me a special wagon. I had a roommate. We had took off trade-off days. Port and starving, you know what port she was starving, and we had the van. We got up early in the morning, drove all around the base, delivering all the waves to all the various stations. The girls, the secretary, the girls, the cooks, whatever they call them, yeomen, all that sort of thing. And then that was at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we drove that van all the way around the base again, collecting these girls, so they wouldn't have to ride on the troop transport, because the fellows riding on the troop transport used absolutely foul language, words I'd never heard before, because I heard them. So at the service, so that was what I did to save my country.
Well, good.
Driving the van. And then also, since I didn't take all my time, they put me in a literacy class. A lot of enlisted people who really had not finished even lower grades, so they put me with and they gave me a book for the kids to read out, like Dick and Jane that he would have, only they were farmers and servicemen and gas station attendants and truck drivers and all those men jobs. So we had a textbook we worked out of. So these people are really basically illiterate, a lot of them, and never finished even second or third grade. So that I ran a literacy class, which happened to fall on the fellows' morning off, so they were off duty. And of course, nobody turned up. They didn't have to go, so they didn't learn anything in my literacy class. So I came out of the service about it, when they illiterate as they were when they went in. But then that wasn't enough for me. They let me be the editor of the base newspaper. So I edited the base newspaper, and that was a lot of fun. Planning the articles to put in.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, that was a good job. My days in the Navy were nice days. I mean, good days there. I felt I was doing my thing. I didn't have to do any hard work. I didn't go to war. I didn't go to the South Pacific like my brother did. He was at the war years in the South Pacific. He was a radio tech. He was really good at that. He figured that out when he was in high school. Real radio tech. So before he was going to get drafted, he volunteered to be a radio tech, and that's so he avoided the draft and didn't have to go to the South. Didn't have to go into the service or any other type of work. So he just got to use his radio tech ability. And he was in the Navy. I don't know how long, about as long as I was in the Navy.
Probably.
But it was another war a long time ago. Everybody loved that war. Everybody was supportive. I can't believe it as I think about the way people are with the Army or the military now, how much they hate it and they resent it and they dislike it, all that. Everybody was very supportive. And as we walked by, or we were in uniform, of course, all the time, they clapped for us, they cheered for us and all of that. It was very validating to have a group that was very appreciative of what we were doing. Now, this wasn't true all through the service, I know, but our little bunch of women sailors there, they were very appreciative. We got lots of big cheers every time we went by in our uniform. That was so I'm glad I did that little piece for my country during the war years. Don't have to do it again. I've already been there once and done it.
Hitchhiked with your uniform on and got.
Oh Lord, yes.
Yeah.
I learned how to hitchhike. I just stood out in the street like this, my uniform on. My mother was, I say, horrified, but I got picked up. We were a suburb of Boston. We got rides into Boston. We fooled around all day in Boston doing things. And then time to get back to base, stand out there with yourself with a uniform on. Got picked up by, say, drop us off at the air base. They dropped us off at the air base. And it was just kind of a different part of my life then. So I did that, and I taught the literacy class, and also, for a while, I edited the base newspaper, because I took articles out of Stars and Stripes, which is military paper that all around Stars. I took articles out of that, and I clipped them and pasted them up. I had one of the girls who was good at this sort of thing make print copies, and sent it into the print shop, and they printed up. So we gave out newspapers that was based on what was going on throughout the service all around. You know, they'd have a clip from this base and this place. So they had these full of clippings, and I just took the whole thing and cut it apart and clipped it here and there, clipped it here and there, sent it into the print shop, they printed it up, and we had files for anyone to pick up and take home and read if they wanted to. So
And what was the name of that?
the Squantum Witch.
The Squantum
The
Witch.
Squantum Witch, because
Witch? Why witch?
Witch, W-I-T-C-H, the witch, because apparently Squantum was was a Native American person, Squanto, and somehow or other, I don't know how they got the witch name on there, but they called the job, or the
The base.
witch, it was a witch area, it was a kind of little superstition about it, so that, I was the editor of the Squantum Witch, and I was some house mother, and I was, the other thing I did, I don't know, but I kept busy, and I was glad. My days in the service were very easy days for me. I did my job, I liked the people I worked with, I felt I was doing my duty for God and my country, and it was not hard work. In fact, I made some friendships out of it, and it was, sorry about that, and also
Yeah.
boot camp, and so it was my days, 2 days, I'm glad I did it, but
Gay
Well-
Nelson made a comment on Facebook about the Halloween picture that Lizzie posted. And so Gay put a comment on there saying, don't go. Oh, your mom looks so great. Tell her hi. And you look pretty good too. So I sent a little email back saying, hi, Gay. Well, Gabrielle, she goes by. I'll tell Mom, this was just the other day. I'll tell Mom, I said, Mom likes talking. Oh, Mom was telling how she met your mother. She likes talking about things from her past, and was telling me recently about how she met your mother. Because you were talking to me about Janet, and how you know, back when you were young. So I'll let her know. So anyway, that was Gay. Well,
so she called you up.
it was on email, Facebook. I'll show you.
Oh, I'd like to see that,
Yeah.
I'd like to answer her.
Yeah,
Where do you
so,
live?
okay.
Where's she living now?
I forget. I don't know. I want to
I'd
say
like to-
Texas,
I'd
but
like
I'm
to
not sure.
respond to that. Oh, that's great, I'm so glad you responded. Poor Janet's long gone, but we were good buddies during the war. Long time ago. Emails there, she saw it somewhere. Oh, I do want to see that, yeah.
Now she's Gabrielle Kosterman.
Costa what?
Gabrielle